What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions. I am John Sargent, and today we are going to be cracking open the Ultimate Edition Undertaker. Couldn't be more excited to break this open. This may be my favorite period of The Undertaker. That's a really tough decision to make, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Mighty Champions. I'm on Twitter at Sergeant John 13. While you are here, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all of the reviews that we're doing for wrestling figures, for Marvel Legends. We're doing toy hunts, we're doing set rankings. You're not going to want to miss that stuff. Hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Drop me a comment. Are you trying to pick up this Undertaker? Is this your favorite Undertaker? What is your favorite Undertaker? We are going to break into it and we are going to take a look with the help of the mighty professor of science of champions, who's going to give us his objective review, and then I'm going to give you my subjective review. But before we can do that, let's take a look at this box. On the back here, we have these awesome pictures of the Undertaker. We've got the figure up top and a portrait down low. You got the Legends logo here. You've got the like kind of title treatment, saying 6'10" from Death Valley, Tombstone, World Heavyweight Champion, and it says Undertaker always cast a shadow that loomed large, but from 2007 through 2010, WWE was draped in his darkness. He won his first Royal Rumble match, won back-to-back World Heavyweight Championships at WrestleMania, and had the greatest match in WrestleMania history before collecting another World Heavyweight Championship. Throughout this time, the entire WWE locker room would rest in peace. Couldn't have said it better myself. Says Undertaker on the side there. Obviously, you've seen the front of the box. Undertaker up top. Legal jargon. Don't choke on anything. All right, let's get inside. Here we have the Deadman out of his plastic coffin. Let's take a look at these accessories and then we'll take a look at the Deadman himself. First thing we got is some hands. So the first thing they give us is a set of like pre-choke slam hands or like his pose entrance, that kind of stuff. So really cool to have these included. You've got the MMA gloves on there, the like Brock Lesnar style kind of MMA gloves. These are really, really cool to have with the Undertaker. The bringing the lights up. These have so many functions with this specific character. So love getting these. A pair of soup bones. He is the most proficient striker in the history of WWE, according to commentary. So got to have these because the Undertaker be handing out punches in bunches for sure. We've also got big gold. Always happy to see this belt. Big fan of this belt. It feels like the strap itself is a little like shorter, thinner this way than some of the other ones that we've gotten in the past recently. It looks really good. I mean, it seems like a relatively simple belt to get right, but always happy to have it. And Undertaker made this belt look so good, which we will be taking a look at. But glad to have this. We've got the hat. Always happy to see this hat with the Undertaker. Always fits him perfect. This one is no exception. Looks great. I'm sure it'll look good with this cloth goods trench coat. I am really excited to start playing around with this and see what he looks like in it. I love soft goods when they're executed well, and this is executed well. It's soft good. It's a little not quite stretchy, I wouldn't say. You could definitely tear this if you're not, being careful, but really, really nice material, and it looks like leather, in photograph. So happy to have that. And then we get into the head sculpts. So the first extra head sculpt we have is the tongue out. Love this head sculpt. Obviously, it's a reuse. I think it was with one of the basics, maybe. But gotta have this for tombstone pins, for just intimidation tactics. This is just a fantastic head sculpt. Represents this era perfectly. And then we've got a Mean Mug for Mean Mark Calloway. looks just like the Undertaker. The likeness is spot on. Hair looks good. Um, Definitely just a little bit more neutral in this expression. Not neutral, but more neutral than having your tongue out and your eyes rolled back in your head. That's all the way to one end of the spectrum. So this is a little closer to neutral. And then we've got the Undertaker himself. This head sculpt is a neutral head sculpt, legitimately neutral, not like whatever nonsense I was just saying. Looks just like the Undertaker. I've seen some other people where the eyes weren't really lined up. This one looks pretty good to me. I don't see. Yeah, looks good. Looks good to me. The figure itself looks incredible. He's got his black on black, all his tattoos, the single elbow pad. You've got the red kind of demon thing going on the side here, which looks awesome. So tire wise, it's spot on. And then as far as the articulation goes, his arms will go up to 90 degrees. The elbows are double jointed and pinless. And then you've got the butterfly joint in the shoulder, and then the traps don't have that weird separation. You guys know I love that. So you get really, really far backwards. Not so much forwards, but plenty of backwards. Those arms will go about to there so he can put up his dukes. So really good arm articulation. The crunch. So he's got a pretty good little forward bend. And then in the lower body, the legs are pinned, but because it's just black, they're kind of hidden. Looks fine to me. Can almost kick himself in the butt. Love to see that. These are drop down hips, which means that he can give a massive big boot, snake eyes, big boot, leg drop. And then there's a boot cut that's hidden by the actual boot itself. Ankles forward, backward, side to side, little bit of toe articulation there. So all the articulation that you would expect to find in an Ultimate Edition, which you love to see. Let's see how tall the Deadman is. He is about 7.5 inches. He's a big boy, which you would expect from your Undertaker, standing 7 feet tall, as announcers would tell you, but the back of the box says he's 6'10". Let's see how he compares to his brother Kane. Here he is with the SummerSlam wave Kane from right around that same time period. They match up awesome with one another, as these two characters always do. They're relatively, oh my god, just about exactly the same height, because they're probably very similar formula, but they look awesome together. Here you have the greatest rivalry that never happened, according to some people. If only Vince McMahon had saw potential in this match. But you got your Sting and your Undertaker looking mighty fine next to each other. Let's do one more comparison and then we'll let the Mighty Professor take a look. Now, the real question is, will this new Ultimate Edition Undertaker from 2007 era replace my 3-pack Raw, 3-pack Target, whatever pack Undertaker from early 90s era with Paul Bearer? Man, this is so hard for me because this is my Undertaker right here that I grew up on. This is where I came into the character. I have such fond memories of being afraid of him and being a little kid, and the Hasbro figure. This is the Hasbro figure, right? But this is WrestleMania 25, and that's the best match I've ever seen in my life. And oh man, they're both so freaking good. You know what to do? One of them gets to do the first 6 months of the year, and the other one gets to do the other 6 months of the year. And they're just going to be on a rotating basis on my one and done display. But I adore both of these to the moon. And now it's time for that part of the show where the Mighty Professor of Science, of Champions, takes a look at this figure and gives his objective review on a scale of 1 to 100. And then I will give you my subjective opinion of this figure on a scale of hot to cold. So let's let the Mighty Professor take a look and we'll see how he feels about it. Mighty Professor, what is your ranking of this figure?
Ultimate Edition, WWE Legends Undertaker is virtually perfect. The only small nitpicking to be had is the reuse of head sculpts and attire. This Undertaker is a wrestling figure of the year favorite. I give it 97 out of 100.
Whoa, a 97 from the Mighty Professor. That is, I believe, a record on the show. So, what is my feeling on this figure on a hot to cold? I'm not going to deliberate with you guys. Red. All the freaking way red. Look at this figure. Look at this pose that I can get him in. This is easily my favorite Mattel wrestling figure. Like, without question. All of the accessories that you get, like just how good he looks with this belt and his trench coat, with his hat, all three heads. The hands are amazing. This body formula is perfect for what he looked like in this time period. Um, it takes a big effort to replace this figure for me, but it kind of does it easily. So that's saying something. I couldn't be more in love with this figure, and I cannot wait to just stare at it every day as it sits in the case. This is my favorite WWE Mattel figure easily. All right, guys, that about wraps it up for the Ultimate Edition Legends Undertaker, the best Mattel WWE figure yet. You guys, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. We're doing reviews just like this for wrestling and for Marvel. We are doing toy hunts every single week. You made it this far, you have to press that like button. It's mandatory. Leave me a comment. What do you think of this figure? What do you think of my hot take? Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.